All right, fellas, we got Buffalo next week. One thing you'll see throughout the whole game, especially on third downs, is their different double mug looks. So let's look at their different types of looks here. First, it's a 3 down lineman with 1 defensive tackle and 2 defensive ends, and sneaking 2 middle linebackers in the A gaps over here, creating the illusion that they're sending the full house, as well as the slot cornerback here on the side. So they have a potential to send all these players, as well as the other look, the 4 down lineman with 2 tackles, 2 defensive ends, and then the middle linebackers here in the gaps with the slot cornerback also creating that illusion to the quarterback, force that quick throw and get that turnover. But what makes the Buffalo defense special here is they play backed off cover 4 or backed off cover 3 or some type of match coverage to where they force the quick throw and then the receiver is tackled right on the spot. And a lot of defenses and a lot of teams struggle to block this simply because the Bills are too unpredictable. But I got a method how to block this. Obviously, so let's start with the 4 lineman look here. You got 2 tackles, 2 defensive ends, and then you got middle linebackers here in the gaps. You got your offensive lineman, you got center here, got it all here. So how you basically block this, and the only reason it's hard is because it's too unpredictable by the Buffalo Bills. Sometimes they send these two, on about 60% on film, according to what I watched. I counted it on my notebook and divided it. They send both middle linebackers on third down. If they don't, they don't blitz this guy. This guy goes into coverage, sending this guy to make up for it. And obviously it's backed off some kind of match coverage. But to block it, actually, it's pretty simple. But you want a bob protection, which is big on big here. You got this offensive tackle on defensive end. You got the middle linebacker here. You got this center on a Ringo call. And then you got this guy on the defensive tackle with the running back kind of putting his nose in there to block this middle linebacker. Now, the cool thing here is one of these middle linebackers aren't going to come most of the time. So what's going to happen is if this guy doesn't come, the running back actually can go on a route here, blitz route going either side, or he can block the slot cornerback who comes from this side, or if this middle linebacker doesn't come, best case scenario, the offensive line, you have the center helping with the tackle here, and then you have the right guard on the other tackle, and the running back obviously is free with looking for help on the protection, looking from the inside here to the outside during his protection call. Obviously, what the Bills are good at is looking at offensive linemen and tendencies. A lot tried 672 protection to block it or many other schemes. The Bills are great at looking at those schemes, whether it's a half slide right, a half slide left, whatever it may be. A lot of teams kind of tried it, but the problem is that the Bills are too unpredictable in a way. And now there are a ton of ways to beat this defense, whether it's RPOs to the side here, or whether it's quarterback runs here down the middle. You got the middle linebackers actually blitz. The other methods I talked about in my pregame video on my YouTube, or whether it's which are basically quarterback runs here down the middle. You got the middle linebackers actually blitzing, and then you got the match coverage. You got five cornerbacks on the receivers. You got the quarterback has space to run here, and nobody's looking at him because everyone is concerned with their own man. So if I'm the Patriots offense, I'm calling a lot of outside runs because it's good against cover 4. I'm calling a ton of RPOs to the outside. I'm calling a lot of spread formations. You want to spread, you want to force them to get out of that defense. You're not going to be in it all the time, but it's going to be effective when they're in it. And that's what film says. And even throughout the league, this defense has been a great defense to get turnovers in general. If they stun or twist it, then your offensive lineman is stressed laterally, not just vertically, making them wrong no matter what, whether it's the offensive coordinator wrong, the offensive lineman coach wrong, or whoever. But blocking the 3 down set linemen here, say we have 1 tackle, we have 2 defensive ends, and then we have the middle linebackers. Here we have our offensive line. As well as our running back. So we have a slide to the mic. You're gonna mic this guy or this guy. We're gonna half slide, and obviously if this middle linebacker comes, this guard picks him up. If this middle linebacker comes, this guard picks him up. And if the slot cornerback comes, you got the running back picking him up. And if the cornerback does not come, the running back goes out on a swing route I think it's pretty easy to block. It's just a matter of, can you use the correct schemes at the correct times, as well as use your offense to get them out of it and take their biggest strength away from them. And you do that by calling spread formations, because obviously the blitz is coming mostly from here, and obviously you got one-on-one coverage on the outside. You got a wide receiver here, and you got spread formations here, double formations. You can run RPOs. You got a lot of space, as well as quarterback runs against match coverage, because the defense can't see the quarterback. I talked about many other ways in my YouTube pregame video I did a couple days ago. In my YouTube pregame video, I did game planning offensively and defensively for both teams. So let's draw up a couple of scenarios here. So a defense they called a lot against the New Orleans Saints. This right here, they got the defensive tackle, defensive end right here, and then they got the slot cornerback, and then we got our offensive lineman. They called a lot of this with these guys pressuring internally, these guys being inside shit, as well with the slot cornerback coming in. We got our offensive lineman, 5-man blitz here, but the issue is the slot corner came, and if they sent the whole, so dude, actually slide to the right here, have this here with the center calling Ringo, and then you got man protection on the left side here, as well as the running back covering this. But let's say they bring 6. If they bring 6 offensive line, if they bring 6 defensive players, how could we potentially block this? Obviously, you're not going to have a lot of time here, but what you're going to have to do is call a slant on the outside while calling a half slide here. So you got this guy coming, bang. You got the tackle on the center, you got this, bang, bang. You got man protection across the board here, as well as the running back on the slot cornerback. That's how you want it. You never want an offensive lineman on a defensive back type. That is a no-no in football. But you want to hit this slant. Obviously, when they do this, there's going to be a lot of space here to tackle between the safeties, between the corners right here, who are going to be manned up or matched up on their players, on their receivers. And it's a very easy defense to beat with all these offensive methods and all these offensive schemes, but it's about, can your quarterback survive that illusion to where these guys sneak up at the line of scrimmage and then bail out, or they send the whole house. That is something a lot of quarterbacks, even veteran ones, struggled with a ton. You see quarterbacks freak out throughout the whole snap. Also, another reason why this defense is tricky for the offense, not only do they mess up protections or throw off the quarterback, it's also blitzing the double middle linebackers plus the slot from different gaps. So obviously these guys are in the A gap here. But what they love to do, they could send a middle linebacker from here and send a middle linebacker from the C gap and send another slot from the C gap. Or they could actually bring these guys both from the B gaps here and kind of throw everything off. And it's really... And offensive coordinators throughout the league have found this really difficult to scheme against offensively. That's why I want spread formations. I want RPOs out of spread formations. I want quarterback designed runs, read options outside runs against cover 4 looks, as well as halfback screens. You want quick slants, just quick throws here, because there are going to be a ton of space, giving that they're sending a lot of people from the middle. They're trying to collapse that pocket, which is the number one thing, forcing the quarterback to roll out or something, or throw it away or get sacked. It really isn't that hard. It's just where the extra blitzers are coming from, what gap, and it's also about utilizing your offense to force them out of that look. And more disadvantages on you on playing these type of defenses, these double mugs, is that you can't really hide it. And if you do, it becomes pretty obvious, because you have to sneak these linebackers, and I think a smart quarterback can tell really when a defender creeps and then fakes he's gonna bail, drawing. I'm gonna start creating the offensive game plan after studying and scout reporting for the Patriots on my live stream, which starts in a bit. But I wanted to make this video to talk about this defense I saw a ton of by the Buffalo Bills on film, and warn from how dangerous it is, because it can change the game and make it embarrassing. But if Drake May can keep his calm and not trust that illusion and kind of trust what he sees, I think this can go north for the New England Patriots for sure. I just hope Josh McDaniels inserts the play calls I will draw on my notebook in a bit, as well as use things to beat this defense to get them out of it, because out of it, their defense wasn't as good as you think. Around 70% of their turnovers come from defenses like these, whether it's a 3-down dollar lineman or whether it's the nickel blitz from the slot with the double mug, either one of them. It's a ton to work with, but I'm sure the Patriots can get this done. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you. And as always, until next time.